Hi everybody, this is Tanya and Ashrita. This would be a final discussion about common bugs that programmers tend to make that are reported by Fanbugs. We will be discussing 3 projects: Google Voice Notifier, Bean Shell, and HLEOFX codes. As for the podcast, we will discuss the bugs found in these projects in depth. We will try explaining the subcategories with higher number of bugs, and each bug will be explained the first time we encounter it.
First, we will discuss Google Voice Notifier. This is a tray notifier for Google Voice, which lets the user know when they have unread text messages or unheard voice messages. The correctness category has 3 errors, with 2 errors under the subcategory comparing incompatible types for equality, and 1 under null pointer dereference. We have explained the meaning of both of these errors in the podcast. The most common kind of errors Fanbugs found in Google Voice Notifier was bad practice, with 22 errors as you can see on the screen. The most common subcategory under bad practice is questionable use of reference equality rather than calling equals, with 12 errors, and stream is not closed on all paths with 5. The third most common subcategory under bad practice is null pointer dereference, which contains 3 errors. Null pointer dereference is followed by dubious methods used with a single error. This error invokes system.exit, which would shut down the entire Java virtual machine. Fanbugs suggests throwing a runtime exception, which would be better. The last subcategory is equal objects must have equal hash codes, which also has only 1 error. Next, we will discuss the experimental errors. All 4 of the errors in this category are placed in the unsatisfied obligation to clean up stream or resource subcategory, as you can see here. Fanbugs says that these pertains to methods that fail to clean up a stream, database object, or other resources that require an explicit cleanup operation. Fanbugs says that if a method opens a stream or other resource, the method will try finally block to ensure that the stream or resource is cleaned up before the method returns. The next category we discuss is internationalization, which, as you can see, has only 2 errors and only 1 subcategory dubious method used. These errors pertain to methods that perform a byte-to-string conversion. The second most common type of error in Fanbugs found were performance errors with 10 of them. As you can see, Fanbugs labeled 9 of these errors questionable boxing of primitive value. These errors involve methods that use new integer, which always creates a new object. Fanbugs suggests using integer.value, which allowed the compiler to cache the values. This in turn leads to the code running faster. 1 error in the performance category is method concatenates strings using a plus loop, which converts the string into a string buffer or a string builder, appended to and converted back to string. Fanbugs says that this can lead to a cost quadratic in which the number of iterations, and suggests that a better performance can be obtained by using string buffer explicitly. The last error category in Google Voice Notifier is dodgy code, which has 4 errors. We can see 3 subcategories. The first subcategory we will discuss is bad cast of object references, which has 2 of the errors under dodgy code. Fanbugs says that the code uses instance of, which always returns true on the object it is tested on unless the object is null, and warns the user to beware of logic errors that result from this. Another subcategory in dodgy code is problem with implementation of equals. Fanbugs says that it doesn't find anything wrong with this error, but that it is still worth reviewing. The last subcategory under dodgy code is runtime exception capture, which uses the try-catch block, but the exception is not thrown within the try block, and the runtime exception is not explicitly caught. Fanbugs says that it would be better to explicitly catch the specific exception which are thrown, or to explicitly catch runtime exception.
Bean Shell will be the next project we will be discussing in this screencast. Bean Shell is a small Java source interpreter with scripting language features. It can be used for Java experimentation and debugging. We can see from the screen that there are 237 total bugs reported by Fanbugs. The first category is correctness with 2 errors. We see that there are 2 subcategories under this. The first one is comparing incompatible types for equality, and the second one is redundant comparison to null. The next category is one with the most number of bugs reported with 108. This is the bad practice category. We will discuss this subcategory, which have a greater number of bugs in them in order to save time. We can see that 83 of the bugs are under the subcategory confusing method name, all of which are pertaining to naming conventions. Here, Fanbugs reports that classes should have names that are nouns with the first letter capitalized, and method names should be verbs with the first letter in lowercase. However, these bugs reported do not in any way compromise the performance of the project or the outputs. The next subcategory with 12 bugs reported is incorrect definition of serializable class. We've already discussed this subcategory in the podcast. Experimental category has just one error, which is unsatisfied obligation to clean up stream or resource. The dubious method used subcategory under internationalization category has all 31 errors, which performs byte to string conversion. Next, we have malicious code vulnerability category with 14 errors. The first subcategory is method returning array may expose internal representation with 3 errors, where Findbug says that returning a reference to mutable object value stored in one of the object fields exposes the internal representation of the object. Findbug suggests returning a new copy of the object is a better approach. The next subcategory is the mutable static field with 7 bugs, followed by the subcategory storing reference to mutable objects with 3 bugs. The final subcategory is used to privileged with 1 bug. This error pertains to a code section that creates a class loader which needs permission if a security manager is installed. Findbugs recommends that class loaders should be created inside a doPrivileged block. There are 11 bugs in the multi-threaded correctness category. All of the subcategories pertain to synchronization issues with threads. The subcategories are constructor invokes thread.start with 2 errors. Findbug says that there are 2 classes in which the constructor starts a thread. It says this is likely to be wrong if the class is ever extended or subclassed, since the thread will be started before the subclass constructor is started. The next 2 subcategories, inconsistent synchronization and unsynchronized lazy initialization, with 6 and 3 bugs respectively, have been discussed earlier. The next category is performance with 45 bugs. Here, we will look into the subcategories with higher number of bugs, as most of the subcategories have either been discussed earlier or are self-explanatory. The subcategory with most number of errors is questionable boxing of primitive value, with 25 errors, followed by dubious method used with 8 errors, which talk about wasting memory by creating new java.lang.boolean instances. Findbug suggests using boolean.valueOf method instead. The final category is dodgy code and has 25 errors, 12 of which are dead local store, where a value is assigned to a local variable that is never read or used. The other subcategories, as you can see, have just 1, 2 or 3 bugs in them, which are switch case falls through with 3, runtime exception capture with 2, and redundant comparison to null with 3.
The last project we will discuss is HLE of X quotes. This project creates an OFX file which can be used to update codes on Microsoft Money. The first category of HLE of X quotes, correctness, contains a total of 102 errors. The most common subcategory under correctness is null pointer dereference, which contains 32 errors. In addition, the correctness category contains 18 errors that are labeled redundant comparison to null. Findbugs explains that a previously dereferenced value was checked to see if it was null, and if that had been true, a null pointer would have occurred at the dereference, which means that the code currently being analyzed and the previous dereference disagree about whether or not the value was null. Either the check was redundant or the previous dereference was erroneous. Another subcategory is masked field with 13 errors. In this subcategory, a class defined a field with the same name as a visible instance field in a superclass. Findbug says that this is confusing and may indicate an error. The second category was bad practice, which contains 488 errors. Findbugs labeled a little less than a fourth of these errors, 104 of them, under confusing method name. Findbugs placed 92 errors under the category bad practice, under the subcategory incorrect definition of a serializable class. There was also 72 errors under the subcategory bad cast of object references. Findbug says that this subcategory occurs where the equals method should not assume anything about the type of its argument. The checking string subcategory equals to or not equals to contains 43 errors, and another subcategory is bad use of return value from method, which contains 32 errors. Findbugs claims the lines where these errors are found have code which negates the return values of a compare to or compare method, which is questionable or bad programming practice. Findbugs also says that the same intended result may be achieved by reversing the order of the operands rather than negating their results. Another type of error under the subcategory is method returns exceptional return value. Findbug says that these errors return a value which is not checked. By comparison, the experimental category has very few errors with a total of 11, all of which Findbugs placed under the subcategory unsatisfied obligation to clean up stream or resource, as you can clearly see on the screen. The internationalization category contained 142 errors total. Like the experimental category, all of the errors in internationalization were placed under one subcategory, which Feinbugs labeled dubious methods used, which is based on default encoding, which involves byte-to-string conversion. The next category is malicious code vulnerability with 286 errors. 102 of these belong to storing reference to mutable object. 100 of these errors are categorized in subcategory mutable static field, which also may expose the internal representation of the field, and 77 are categorized under the subcategory method returning array may expose internal representation. All of these subcategories involve errors which may expose the internal representation of the code. The category multi-threaded correctness has 58 errors, 26 of which Feinbugs placed under the subcategory inconsistent synchronization, and 10 of which Feinbugs labeled unsynchronized lazy initialization. The category performance has 318 errors. As you can see, the subcategory questionable boxing of primitive value has a disproportionate amount of the errors with 94 of them. The next two subcategories, inner class could be made static and unread field, have 50 and 47 errors respectively. The category performance also contains a subcategory called dubious methods used, which contains several different types of errors. The first of these are of type equals and hashcode method of URL perform domain name resolution, which can result in a large performance hit. Feinbugs suggests using java.net.uri instead. There are a few other errors of type where method or field is or using a map or a set of URLs, which may result in another performance hit. There are a few types with an explicit garbage collection, while most of the other methods are of type inefficient method constructor. The last category, in HLE of X quotes, is dodgy code, which contains 1,286 errors. Looking through the subcategories, we can see that the subcategory unused field has a large percentage of these errors with 692 of them. The subcategory with the second largest amount of errors under dodgy code is dead local store, which has 142 errors. Another subcategory with 110 errors is unread fields, followed by the subcategory switch case falls through with 106 errors.
So what do the programmers do? Through our analysis, we discovered the programmers tend to make small bugs, but not ones that are likely to result in a crash. For instance, a common category composing of 21.01% of the total errors fell under the bad practice category, which indicated that programmers developed their own coding style that didn't follow the accepted practices of programming, but did not necessarily endanger the code. The errors that the programmers made could often be fixed by something as simple as adding a final before a variable or making a variable protected for better security. We see from the pie chart that the category dodgy code consists of 41.78% of the total bugs reported. We also know that dodgy code is code that is confusing, anomalous, or written in a way that itself might lead to errors. Correcting dodgy code might improve the code readability, understandability, and adaptability of the code, and help other programmers who might want to make further additions, features in doing so easily. Programmers could adapt to writing more clear code. So we also know that the programmers who have developed these projects are experienced, and we see that they do not care much for standards.
What we learned about the tool. We see that Feinbugs is more efficient in spotting anomalies in coding standards, as 42.7% of the total errors were dodgy code and 21.01% of the errors were bad practice. We would essentially want Feinbugs to report more of the performance-related errors or those errors that could cause a potential failure to the program.
We would like to conclude by saying that many of the bugs that Feinbugs reported were not threatening, or at least not immediately threatening. The set consisted mostly of bad practice and dodgy code, as we mentioned earlier. It would be better if there were fewer of bugs pertaining to coding standards, as we see that programmers like to stick to their style of coding, which they seem to be more comfortable with. If there was something that Feinbugs could improve, it would be to reduce the number of bad practice or dodgy code type errors so that the number of errors reported don't look too large. Bugs of categories like performance, which could be used for better the system, should be given priority and emphasized. Something that we can study in the future is how many of these errors were true positives by Feinbugs, further helping programmers see what kind of errors they should look out for as they program. The reasoning for this is stated in the paper Assessing the Precision of Feinbugs by Mining Java project developed at a university. So with this study, we showed you the possible categories, subcategories, and types of errors reported by Feinbugs. We also discussed projects developed by various programmers with different coding styles and the most common categories of the errors we found. Hope the study was helpful. Thank you.